Hey, this is Adrian Granados, and you're watching True School Sports.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, in a not so long of a time from now, I'm gonna do some other videos that are not gonna be positive about, the Terrence Crawford fighting David Avanesian and Aguiarco pulling out of the Pete Dobson fight with an injury, right? And we'll talk about that. But on a more positive note, I had a chance to watch the Golden Boy Thursday night card tonight that took place on DAZN out there at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. And I gotta say, man, there was two fighters on this card that really stood out. And I would even go as far as to say not only did they both stand out, but I would go as far as to say that both these young fighters are a breath of fresh air in boxing, not just because they're talented, but because of how they carry themselves. And those two fighters are Floyd Schofield and Eric Tudor. Now, starting with Floyd Schofield, he's been garnering a lot of hype because this is a guy that Golden Boy Promotions recently signed. Comes from a background where he was homeless, has a great story. If you go look at his story, has a great story. They had that great interview in the Boxing Voice within the last few weeks talking about the Al Heyman contracts and things like that. So there's been a lot of attention on Floyd Schofield, and I tuned in tonight obviously because I wanted to watch the young kid from South Florida, from Fort Lauderdale, Eric Tudor. But I wanted to see this kid Floyd Schofield, and he was taking on a Mexican fighter by the name of Daniel Rosas, who was 22-5-1. Very experienced fighter. This was Floyd Schofield's second professional fight, and there really isn't a whole lot to dissect. Floyd Schofield went in there and did a straight demolition job on Daniel Rosas. Left hooks, a lot of combinations. I mean, just really, really fun to watch. And I mean, when you talk about the lightweight division, when you talk about your Devin Haney's and your Shakur Stevensons and whatnot, those guys can sometimes get their reputation for being boring fighters to boxing fans. But this is a guy in Schofield who he's big, he's brolic, he's strong, he likes to throw fast combinations. I think he's gonna make for some interesting fights in the lightweight division in the future. And what I like about him too is in the post-fight interview, he made it. I love the way he was speaking about what he wants to do with his career, because he said the following, and I quote, and he was calling out named fighters. He was calling out, he said, I quote, Mark Castro, Keyshawn Davis, all of them, whoever they consider a top prospect. There can't be 20 of us. Only one can come out on top. And I love that quote because I think it highlights a bigger problem going on in boxing. We have a lot of prospects in boxing right now who, even contenders, I can't even say it's prospects, contenders, and champions. Like the welterweight division, there's like 20 undefeated fighters, and the undefeated fighters aren't fighting each other. So you got all these guys running around saying that they're the best, but nobody's really trying to find out. And from the way it's talking, it sounds like Floyd Schofield's trying to find out. So I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, you fighting a guy in Rosas with about almost 30 fights in your 12th pro fight, and to go in there and knock him out in a round and show a great performance, with a lot of combinations, good boxing skills, intelligence. I mean, the kid, there's definitely something there with Floyd Schofield. I think Golden Boy may have something very special there with him, and I hope that they do right by him because he seems like he has his head on straight. He's 20 years old. He's come a long way in his life. He's overcame a lot of adversity, more so than most people, being homeless and now where he's at now. So God bless him, and I'm gonna definitely be following him closer because I like this fight. I enjoy this performance. I enjoyed the performance I watched on the Virgil Ortiz Michael McKinson undercard, and I like his dad too. His dad seems like a very smart guy, from what I gathered watching the Boxing Voice interview. So much blessings to him, and I'm definitely gonna be making it an effort to cover Floyd Schofield here on True School Sports because this is my first time talking about him. So shout out to Floyd Schofield. Now, on the other hand, early in the card, to open up the card, we had one of South Florida's very own. And you guys know, if you watch this channel, I've been talking about this kid a lot because I really do think we talk about all the young South Florida fighters like Aaron Aponte, Lorenzo Medina. There's a lot of talent in South Florida. Dominique Francis, Lawrence Newton, Tony Obang Williams, obviously Teofimo Lopez, Xander Zayas. But this kid right here, I love Eric Tudor. I love Eric Tudor. I love everything he represents. I love everything this kid represents as a boxer, because he is literally the opposite of everybody else. I mean, he doesn't care about social media. He actually quite hates social media from the way he acts and from what they said on the telecast. I know, and just knowing Eric a little bit, I know he's not a very talkative guy, but you know, sixth pro fight tonight. It was a sixth pro fight tonight. He was taking on the 5-2 from Tucson, Arizona, Ramon Duarte Marquez. All right, and it was another really good performance. Eric Tudor, very patient, very compact. You know, good counter punching. And ultimately, what I loved about Eric too is you're seeing that the ability he has when he has the opponent up against the ropes. You're seeing he has the ability to double up on some of his power punches. So you saw the double left hook to the body that dropped Marquez Duarte, and he's 6-0 in all 5 knockouts. That's his 3rd straight fight on a Thursday night out there at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. And I keep hearing Bernard Hopkins on the telecast say that Eric Tudor, he loves Eric Tudor. He respects him and he loves him. Well, my thing is this. Far be it for me to tell people what they should do, but I'm going to make a very good suggestion here to Golden Boy Promotions, because I really do think it's a suggestion that they're already looking at taking themselves, which is they need to sign this kid. They need to sign Eric Tudor, because Eric Tudor is a hell of a fighter. I mean, I'm talking about top talent. I mean, he's a fighter that I don't think really excelled at the highest levels of amateur boxing, because he never had an amateur style. He's kind of like, in a sense, he's kind of like not same style wise, but I'm saying same career path. Kind of like Earl Spence and many fighters like Earl Spence. These guys have professional styles, and that just doesn't translate in most cases to amateur, like high level amateur success. But you're seeing in the pros, he's looked great. He's looked sensational. You've seen defense from Eric Tudor. You've seen counter punching from Eric Tudor. You've seen boxing from Eric Tudor. You've seen the ability to finish from Eric Tudor. You've seen the ability to double up on punches from Eric Tudor. You're seeing all kinds of things from him, and it's too early in the ball game to say how far he'll go. But I really do think, because of his mentality and his talent and the way he carries himself, he's going to have a pretty high chance at becoming a world champion some years down the line. If Golden Boy signs him, does right by him, gets in the right fights, develops him, I think he can be groomed to become a world champion. But yeah, man, just Floyd Schofield, Eric Tudor, these two to me were the clear-cut stars of tonight on Thursday. Both deliver great knockouts. Both don't do a whole lot of talking. Both do the talking in the ring. And in this day and age, it's just refreshing. So, yeah, shout out to them on 2 great knockout wins. Also on the card, Annabelle Ortiz, the former world champion, she picked up a win against Maria Santizio. So shout out to her. You know, she said that she didn't really like boxing her whole life. She now likes boxing because she's been inspired by some of the young girls in her gym to fight. So she picked up a good win, and I'm thinking that Annabelle Ortiz, who was a former champion at 105, Golden Boy might use her as an opponent for Yocosta Vale, who they just signed. Who's a champion as well. So yeah, man, that's it. Eric Tudor, sensational knockout. Floyd Schofield, sensational knockout. I'll be making another Floyd Schofield video in the coming days. But both those young men, man, I just wish them both the best, and I hope that the boxing game, as I've seen it do to many people over the years, I hope it doesn't. I hope they stay how they are, just serious about their business, all about the sport of boxing. Because it really is like a breath of fresh air. It really is. In this day and age, where do a lot of talking on social media, to see these guys not do any talking but go in the ring and then actually deliver and give us two exciting performances is much needed. So yeah, shout out to both of them, man. God bless them. But yeah, you guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Just like Mayweather's uncles would say, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing. You know, you do. You've done it.
Thank you.
You about the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man.
I want to say, man, make sure to follow True School Sports, always covering boxing at the highest level, man, and make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram at Just a Kid from Danny as well.
He the plug.